There's a quiet mystery nestled in the heart of the Balkans, a people who speak one of the oldest living languages in Europe, a people who've weathered empires yet held onto their own identity through centuries of conquest, isolation, and change. The Albanians. And now, science is revealing that their origins are far more ancient and far more surprising than anyone expected. Recent breakthroughs in genetic research have begun to untangle the roots of this enigmatic group, offering new insight into one of Europe's oldest surviving populations. And what scientists are finding is rewriting what we thought we knew about Europe itself. This is the hidden story of the Albanians and the DNA that reveals who they truly are. Albanian is honestly one of the most unique languages in the world. It doesn't belong to any of Europe's major language families. It's not Slavic, not Romance, not Germanic. It really stands alone. Linguists have long suspected that the Albanian language descended from an ancient tongue spoken by the Illyrians, tribes who roamed the Western Balkans thousands of years ago. But for decades, this was mostly theory. There were just a few written records. And no one knew for sure where the Illyrians came from, or what became of them. Until now. In recent years, population geneticists have analyzed the genomes of thousands of people across Europe, including ancient remains pulled from Bronze Age burial sites in Albania, Kosovo, and Montenegro. What they found was, honestly, pretty shocking. The modern Albanian genome contains a high percentage of DNA that traces directly back to the early Illyrians, an ancient Indo-European people who lived in the Balkans at least 3,000 years ago. But it doesn't stop there. Albanian DNA also shows continuity with even older populations. Neolithic farmers who settled the Balkans over 8,000 years ago, and hunter-gatherers who lived there long before that. In other words, Albanians aren't just descendants of a lost tribe. They may represent one of the oldest continuous populations in Europe. What makes this even more remarkable is what's not in Albanian DNA. Unlike many parts of Europe that saw major migrations from Germanic tribes, Central Asians, or North Africans during the Roman and medieval periods, Albania remained, well, relatively isolated. Its mountainous terrain, political fragmentation, and resistance to foreign control helped preserve a genetic signature that's been largely undisturbed for millennia. Scientists were surprised to see how homogeneous Albanian genetic profiles are, especially when compared to neighboring populations. It's as if Albania was a vault, preserving a lost chapter of prehistory while the world around it changed. The Illyrians were once feared and respected across the Adriatic Sea. Roman historians wrote about them as warriors, pirates, and kings. But when the Roman Empire expanded, the Illyrians were absorbed. Their languages vanished. Their culture was slowly erased from written history. And yet, their blood remained. Today, the genes of the Illyrians live on most strongly in the Albanian people, more than in any other group in the Balkans. Even more interesting, genetic similarities have also been detected between Albanians and isolated mountain groups in southern Italy, descendants of ancient Illyrian settlers who crossed the sea thousands of years ago. Genetics is powerful, but it can't tell us everything. It can't explain how Albanians maintain such a strong identity despite centuries of foreign rule, by Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans. It can't explain the resilience of their language, their traditions, or their pride, but it does offer something profound, confirmation that their sense of being ancient, rooted, and unique isn't just folklore, it's written in their very cells. For many Albanians, these findings aren't just about science, they're about identity. They confirm what many have long suspected, that their heritage goes beyond nationalism or borders. It's a living link to Europe's deep past. And at a time when language extinction, migration, and cultural blending are rapidly reshaping identities, the Albanian story stands out. Not because it resisted change, but because it held on to something timeless. You know, this story isn't just about Albania, it's really about the hidden threads that connect us all. Every time genetic science uncovers the ancient roots of a people, whether in Ethiopia, the Philippines, or Albania, it reminds us how little we really know about our past, and, honestly, how much more there is to discover. It tells us that history isn't just what's written in books. Sometimes it's written in the blood. And in the case of the Albanians, that blood tells a story far older, and yeah, far prouder, than the world ever realized. If this journey into forgotten history moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep uncovering the truth, one hidden chapter at a time.